Good morning, Kushti.
Hello, how's it going?
Good,
So
good. Good morning,
it seems
everybody.
yeah, you have a good morning indeed. Yeah, chilling, right?
Yeah. I cashed out everything. I'm totally out of the game, and I bought a private yacht. I'm out here on the ocean. Just kidding. Yeah, good morning. I'm with my family on a vacation for the week at a beautiful lake, and I'm up before everybody else, up on the roof of one of the houses, and just joining the AMA to talk about Ergo today, Kushti. How about you?
Yeah, so hot, yeah. And yeah, well, doing a bit slowly due to weather and yeah, relocation. So I'm back from Dubai. So yeah, in Dubai it was especially hard to work.
Oh, it's got to
Uh,
seem cold back. It's got to seem cold where you are now compared to Dubai, no?
yeah, indeed. Probably like yeah, around most place of the planet, right? It's quite cold in comparison. But anyway, so yeah, so doing a lot of things. So well, watching for 6.0 wording. Yeah, well, trying to do something with Maxi in turn. Then, yeah, well, continuing to work on sublogs. Well, polishing things, improving, and so on. And yeah, well, I think we can do public testnet mining subblock supporting node in July. Then, yeah, writing a white paper for first merged mine sidechain. Something like that. Yeah.
When is voting done, Kushti?
It seems well there is 90+% support. So then yeah, we will see 6.0 activation around October, and yeah, we can think about sublocks after. So yeah, well let's try public testnet first, and then yeah, well consider mainnet activation time frame.
That'll be good. Is there any what's it called? I remember there was talk about not a hackathon, but maybe a mini hackathon where projects that are more open source like could be funded to integrate subblocks into them. Things that, maybe don't have a hosted interface. Those kind of things could be modified to support subblocks. So that would be something interesting that could happen in the future for the community members looking to bolster some of those projects. Would be neat. I'm sure things like Mu and um and Nautilus and those kind of things, those devs will update it themselves if they feel free to take part in that kind of thing. But yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's mostly about DEXs, right? And applications like that, which will be boosted mostly. So I believe that for auctions, well, two blocks are okay, right? And even
Yeah,
and
that's a good point. That's a
then
good point.
yeah, for bonds and so on, right? So yeah, it's already for loans even, right? So when you can provide a loan to some farmers in Kenya in like 2 minutes, then yeah, it's it's already quite
That's not fast enough, Kushti.
it's already quite mind blowing, right? So if you can do that in like I don't know, 2 seconds, right, instead of 2 minutes. Then it's not really changing anything because
Right,
anyway,
right.
they will cash it out in like 2 days after. They need to reach some peer-to-peer exchange booth, so some middleman in the town nearby. So yeah, something like that. But yeah, so for Dexys, right? So for things we are completely virtual, yeah, maybe that does matter.
And I think what's it called? If people have um Yeah. So if people have, if I think it should be enabled by default actually. In Nautilus, if people have enable zero config turned on,
Right.
it shows transactions before they're settled in your wallet. So from a UX standpoint, it brings a point of more instantaneous transfers when you're working on the DEX or when you're trying to transfer things to somebody. And with chain TXs, I mean, we're not talking about finality here, but we're talking about user experience. It really feels the same when I'm bombing through a deck swap and then I'm sending that like when I had to exit through Simple Swap or Rosenbridge to pull some funds out for funding something for SIGs. I just using that you could just chain some transactions together, and for the UX experience with zero config it felt instantaneous, right? You know, but overall I had to wait the blocks to do it in the background. So yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if applied by default, Kushti, if that would have a speed mentality increase for the users that are new here in Ergo. Essentially, if they, you know, they might not be able to understand chain transactions, but if to them it looks like they do a swap, oh, their funds are already there, oh, I could spend those funds somewhere else. Do they need
Um,
to really
yeah.
dig in to know that chain transactions, that's how it's working in the background, or finality, the difference between the two? I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I think in 2025, well, what users are mostly paying attention to is like distribution of token, right? Because well, it seems more and more rug pulls in centralized trash rug coins, right? So yeah, well. It seems yeah, well, it's a little bit different environment, right, than in 2024. So
Yep.
first they try to find some escape in meme coins, but yes, meme coins also well scammy, like all of them, right? Like 90+%. Then
Christian, I think the thing that gets me is people at central exchanges that have grown the uh, culture in the environment right now in mainstream crypto, and then you see them bitching on chain online on Twitter or other places about how you need serious projects and utility and things like that. And I'm like, guys, you know, you spend years just soaking money out of these rug pulls and community, and now you're like, oh, we need crypto that actually does something. You know, it's like F off.
yeah. Yeah, but also they just talking, right? So
That's true. They're just talking right up their ass. Yep. Yep.
when you see what they're doing, yeah, it's somewhat different also.
Yep.
So yeah.
Oh boy. So
S-
keep going. Go for it.
yeah, so then yeah, so for sidechains development, yeah, well, we'll share first updates. Well, in coming weeks, probably, yeah, we can start to do such things. So, yeah, currently, well, there is a repository stop, right, and white paper in progress. But yeah, well, with like few developers, we can accelerate things greatly. And then, yeah, what else? So, yeah, well, a lot of things going on. Not just about sublocks, right? And well, I don't know. So this is quite important thing, right? But yeah, well, in 2025, it seems that there are a lot of important things. So. Well, people do pay attention with to things like distribution and so on, right?
Yeah,
So
it seems like that stuff is somewhat picking up. Yeah, it's a slow. Not as fast as you'd like, right? But I don't know. I think people are ignorant too on purpose, right? They'll claim for that. They'll claim to start looking into fair distribution, minor rights, those kind of things, and then at the same time, it's like the distracted girlfriend meme where, yeah, you're walking along with fair distribution and open source and peer to peer, and then Fork Coin walks by and you jerk your head to take a peek, kind of thing. So I feel that stuff's always tempting with um, the majority of the ecosystem, unfortunately. But I mean, the trick is to be steady, be strong, and continue to build like we're doing, and exhibiting the proper principles that matter all along.
All right.
Oh, another news, Kushti. Drama. We need to have our feature drama today. So our drama of the week is if you guys remember, I told Joe to go break something last week. Well, he broke his own Twitter account. He got banned somehow. So Joe is officially banned off Twitter again. He's gonna have to make a new account and get it back. We'll
Oh,
see how
so
long that takes him.
but wait, so it's Joe's personal account which is banned?
Joe's personal account. We don't dare give him the main account anymore, Kushti. It's too dangerous. Yep. So he's trying to get that back. We'll see how long that takes. But yeah, maybe they'll let him broadcast out of Rosenbridge for now. We'll see. All right, what else is new, Kushti? How's any news on Ergo Raffle 2.0? Is that still kicking around at some point for a release?
Oh, Raffle. I don't know. So need to check with the guys.
Yeah, you haven't heard anything about it?
Not recently. Let me check with the guys.
Okay.
So yeah, we now have Dosh, right? Dosh Bridge. So
We do.
yeah,
Those bridges up.
please, yeah, bring Dosh if you have. So we need now for LPs, right? And yeah, well, start to do things.
Yep. So what's it called? Joe's team is working on Hummingbot, which hopefully should help with a lot of community run LP. So I feel that's going to be a really nice change as opposed to large financiers popping an LP that can pop and remove them just as easy as they put them there. So it's going to be nice to see bridge liquidity spread across ecosystems with community run liquidity. I think that's the best option. Spread it out. Not only spread out the liquidity to different bridges, but you're also spreading it out. So if I put in, $500 into liquidity across with Hummingbot bots, and Kushti puts in 1,000, and it just repeats that way for 8,000, 500, 5,000 users. I feel that's a better liquidity spread than a few large heavy hitters pumping in liquidity, or even the project itself pumping in liquidity. It's got more lasting power. It's less big waves, more stability. So I'm really, really looking forward to that, Kushti, getting that Hummingbot up for Rosen.
All right, yeah. And then there are some initiatives, right, from Rosen. To what on? Can you provide details?
We got to mention that again. Yeah, guys. So there are 5 initiatives up now in the discussion forum of Padilla, and Rosen team has invited you. The Rosen guards have invited you to take part in that discussion, whether it be on the Padilla platform. We've made it a discussion, so anybody can comment on the Padilla discussions without being a member. You just need a wallet. That's it. And then Glasgow's made an article on the Ergo platform website explaining brief summaries over the positions that those 5 are taking, and encourage discussion as well on the socials, Telegram, Discord, and Padilla as well from the website. So please, guys, please, this is Ergo, where we try to be as active as we can instead of being passive. If you're an investor, instead of being passive investors, be active investors. Take your Sunday morning coffee and read one of those proposals per day, and put a comment. Even if you're like, that looks great. Joe's a genius. I love what Joe's saying here. I don't disagree with anything. Just, put a little thumbs up in the discussion there, just so we see that engagement and we get those reality checks and those sanity checks. So engage even if it's positive, and of course engage if it's negative too. If there's something that you're like, this is not going to work because of this, or I think there's a better way, then engage. Let's be a chain full of engagers, guys. Let's do that, please. So those are up in Padilla. If you can't find them, go to the Ergo Platform website, or check out a couple posts before on the Twitter page, on our Twitter account, the Ergo Platform Twitter account. We've got them all listed there with links to all the proposals. Yeah. So that's for those not aware of what those are. There's several different options in across the 5 of them. One of them is specifically what a lot of you are interested in, and that is getting Rosen Erg in the hands of many, many people on the Cardano chains via airdrops, via pickups, those kind of things. And the idea there would be to create a wallet threshold of holders on Cardano so that Kraken, with their latest arbitrarily statement of how many wallets it takes to get listed, will hopefully meet that goal and initiate a listing on Kraken with at least Rosen Erg for starters. So yeah, that's the intent there, guys. So please read those proposals, comment. Even if that's the only proposal you comment on, just show some initiative and engagement and hop in there and do that, please.
All right. So how things are going with Ergonauts, and just so well, InfraDAO proposal. So we'll check after the
Yeah, I just pushed out
just published,
just a little
right?
update. Yeah, I just pushed out a little update of some more details about the InfraDAO. We've got enough people for the initial machine handout. We've got 4 or 5 people interested. So for those people, hard baking a machine, cloning it from the 3 machines that are running right now in the InfraDAO, and we'll ship them out. They'll hook them up. We'll point the load balances to them based on their internet connection bandwidth, what percentage we'll point to them. Once those are running and everything's working well, then we will start opening up to other people. We'll say, hey, if you have this much bandwidth, if you have this kind of machine and this much RAM and this much storage, and you have an external facing IP, you can open up ports, you can run a little command line configs and those kind of things, then, please join the DAO. And then we'll eventually, hopefully, have the full circumference of the globe mapped out with Ergo nodes, so that if you're in Africa and you're trying to submit a transaction or go through the Explorer, you're actually hitting an Explorer that's on your continent or that kind of thing. So that's the end goal there, as well as, of course, taking the responsibility away from the EF so they don't have to keep bleeding money into an officially hosted Ergo Infra DAO. But excited about that. That's going to be great. Going to be great. We'll make nodes great again, Kushti.
Yeah. So, also published some new ideas on the forum, such as global transfer policies for a sidechain, which is kind of solar punk on steroids kind of idea, probably. But yeah, I still need to explain this. Then, so for subblocks, I think. There is need to explain how it is designed and done for more, right? So yeah, we will do in coming weeks, maybe with some videos. Let's see. We'll try to find time for that. All right.
How's Kushti? I hate to ask because you're so busy with everything else, but how's any progress on Chain Cash? How's that going? Is that in the back burner for now?
So there is some contributor which is appeared in the chat just today. So that I'm going to review some pull requests. But yeah, in general, currently the biggest obstacle is to consider some real world Use case, right? So what could be that? And do UIs accordingly, right? So it's kind of like low level, right? Financial like primitive, meta primitive. So it's kind of assembly language, right? For different financial monetary systems. So we need to find some concrete instantiations, right? Not just to do some, I don't know, abstract work, right?
Right.
To get done, because it's a little bit weird approach, but they're popular in crypto probably, right? Just to throw something.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, I think we need to go from the needs of the real world. Then it could be done differently. Chain cash-based monetary system from community currencies, right, to some I don't know, international trade currencies for corporations, even states, right? So yeah, uh, well. We need for some parties, right? Counterparties interested in deploying all those things. Then, we can do UIs. I think it's more or less straightforward once a niche is considered, and then we can proceed. And I think it would boost usage of Ergo as collateral also, right? So, initially we had DeFi, right? So stablecoin, DEX, then bridge, so cross-chain, grep, right, of Ergs to collaterals of different kinds. Then, now we can do more. So, Ergo can go into kind of treasuries, right? Backing collateral, backing instruments for community trades and international trade even. So this would be quite huge, right?
Yeah.
In comparison with DeFi sandbox, I mean, those for funny games on the blockchain.
Yep. I think I'm getting rained on in a sec. We'll see what happens. Darn it. I'll have to go under. I have to go under an umbrella. What happened to what's it called? Um, wasn't there somebody working on a Hawala system on Ergo? Was it Jamai with cups of sugar somewhat?
With Jamai, we just did some experience, but I think Jamai just sold some honey, right? And that's it. And he's still selling something and trying to sell something.
So what about the reverse of that, Krishti? What about physical to digital conversions the other way? So not even a real pawn shop, but what if there was a way to on-ramp with physical goods, converting physical goods to digital money? So like let's say there was a shop somewhere that just like a pawn shop, but yeah, I guess like a physical pawn shop that converts your goods to digital.
but what do you want? Why do you need for Havala like tools there?
No, this is a little bit separate
Just
from Hawala tools there.
all right.
But it's kind of the same idea. So a trusted storefront, essentially. So if there was a storefront set up to where you knew that if you sent them your old Xbox, they might give you 70% of the market value of it or 60% of the market value of it.
Right.
But you would definitely get ERG sent to you as soon as it arrived and they checked it out, kind of thing. So that would be, I guess, the trust of Hawala would need to be there. But yeah. Yeah.
Yes. There is Git Circles project, right, from my friend, which is about creating, community currencies for Git projects. So, for one project, you have a dedicated community currency created for contributions to open source software. And actually, he has a specification done, and yeah, it will be published in coming days. Need to he sent me a specification a few days ago, so yeah, it looks good, so it will be published in coming days. So I think there are a lot of ways, right, to use different techniques, right, for creating different kinds of monetary financial tools, fundraising tools, right, and so that's what we are doing, right, for like I don't know, 2 years to the moment, 3 years, but yeah, it's time to scale up, I guess, right, all those efforts and to do them in different environments. So digital, like those Git project currencies, right? And yeah, also physical, digital. Reviving Havala ideas on digital level and so on. So yeah, getting back to free banking now on digital rails.
Yeah, I had an interesting conversation with somebody the other day that was visiting our place, a friend of a friend kind of thing. And with the price of certain coins going pretty high lately, the everybody and your grandmother's like, should I buy? Should I buy? What should I buy? That kind of thing. So I am classically never ever giving out advice on whatever to buy. I just speak about what what we do and what others do and that kind of stuff, and that's about as much as info as I'll give people. But it was really interesting trying to talk to them about the difference between what Bitcoin is right now and what it was and what things are, like the projects we work on, Kushti, here in Ergo.
All right.
It's really, I suggest you guys try it. People listening, try to have that conversation with people that don't know much about crypto, and it'll be an interesting one for yourself. That's for sure. They'll ask why are you doing this? What's the purpose of this? Why can't you just do this, with other tools out there on the web and that kind of stuff?
All
And
right.
it really it really hones your ability to understand why it's important to do it transparently on chain, permissionless, and those kind of things.
Right.
And if you do it right, you can somewhat convince the other people that it makes sense. So it's a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, so I think with global transfer policies, it could be made quite clear, right? So, the idea is that then like everyone can run on CBDC basically, right? So, fully controlled monetary circuit, right? And then the question, the only question here remains if this kind of tooling per se is permissionless, right? Because if not, if consensus is permissioned, right, to some degree, maybe to any degree even. So then you are ending up with some kind of dystopia, right? When it's like CBDC is not for everyone, right? Only for central banks. And their friends, or for some, I don't know, foundation, right? Shady foundation controlling some digital private currency, basically. With tooling on top of it, but so if it's about permissionless environment, right, and then it's not so big deal, right? It's not dystopian, I guess, if like everyone can do on monetary circuits, right? If even if they are closed or have some kind of, I don't know, control, even full control over all the operations, right? So still, well, if it's tooling available to like everyone, then what's the issue? So then it's I think yeah, well, it's done okay, and that's basically what. So do you have in all the cryptocurrencies, right? But now it's made to extreme just, right? So well, we already have stable coins with blacklists, right? So well, we
Yep.
have certain cryptocurrencies even applying blacklists, right, on consensus level. So then yeah, well, there is need to define, right, well, what's when it's not going to be harmful to everyone, right? And yeah, well, I think it's about that. It could be about that after all. So you need for permissionless consents, right?
Right. And I think in this conversation I had the kind of sticking point, not sticking point, but the thing that was really attractive to this person was the fact that there's let's take this example, right? You go to a bank and you say, look, I'm renting for $2,000 a month this apartment. I'd like to buy a house and my payment is $1,700 a month with this loan and your interest. And the bank's like, nah, I'm sorry. No thanks. Kind of thing. And you're like, look, I have the collateral as and I have the income level here to pay $2,000 a month just fine. Why aren't you letting me buy a house for $1,700 a month? Lending me. So I think what attracted about this in this conversation to this guy about Ergo at least is that crypto in general is that those kind of things are contract-based permissionless, right? I said you can go to Signify. Let's say Erg is dipping and you want to take out a loan of Sig USD so you can reinvest or whatnot. And I said you just go to a website. I said you put up your collateral, choose your own interest, make it juicy enough for somebody to jump into, and you click a button. I said the contract collects your funds and posts it up there for somebody to see. And then even on top of that, the attractive thing was like, what happens if oh, my freaking bank, excuse my language, just went through a name change, right? Like what a pain in the ass. The apps change, everything changes. It's just a bunch of bullcrap. So I said, look, let's say this site that is sending out loans goes down in the future. I said, with this kind of stuff on chain and permissionless, it doesn't matter. I said, you could either pay a couple $100 to a dev to spin one up from the GitHub or, read a couple, have ChatGPT help you out spinning it up on your own machine to spin up the front end interface. Go ahead and liquidate the loan kind of thing or repay your loan based on that. The idea that finance is unstoppable, private, but also transparent and in your own control, I think is something that hopefully more and more people wake up to every day.
Yeah. And so, yeah, then you can do also your own currency, like, I don't know, QXUSD, right, with your own rules. So, well, your community may have currency with very different rules,
right?
Which could be okay for your community, for example, may be restrictive for others, but why should you care, right? If it's just your
right. I could see bad things happening too, Kushti, though. I could see corporations inventing their own or minting their own stable coin, paying their employees in their own stable coin, and nobody else really accepting it on a further basis, so that you have to kind of buy things at your own employee store. That happened in the U.S. Oh. They call them, was it wooden nickels back in the day, right? Or something town. What was it called? That minor town where they paid them in their own currency, and then you could only spend that currency on rent and at the general store in the miner's town. So you basically had nothing at the end of it. You were enslaved.
Right. So yeah, I mean that's quite a common story. Yeah, happened around the world. Yeah, so around late 19th century, yeah, it was quite common, I believe, around the globe, right, to have this yeah, kind of factory currency. So you
Yeah,
are getting a
and,
salary in
and
it and then buy only in factory store with it.
but in that
Uh,
case, Rosenbridge to the rescue, right? Let's bring him off. Let's bring
uh,
him onto another chain. Pull that liquidity off.
uh,
But yeah, I mean, evil's gonna exist either way. What do we got for questions? Cause you got any
yeah,
other
I don't
updates
know.
or should we hit the
I mean,
questions?
I mean, at least you have here freedom to switch right to another currency just in a matter of seconds. So.
Yeah.
I mean to work for another currency at least, right? You spare time and then to switch completely,
Right,
whatever.
and it's not
So yeah,
difficult for other entities to accept that kind of digital currency as compared to in the past where it was a wooden nickel or
yes.
something like
So
that.
I think yeah, in comparison with late 19th century, yeah, environment here is quite different.
Yep.
Uh,
I could see Amazon blacklisting the hell out of their stablecoin though.
right, but. Yeah, then you can blacklist Amazon dollars, right? Also in
Yeah.
your uh, financial circuits. So yeah, it could be yeah then very fragmented, but yeah, well also yeah not so not so controlled world. I mean not everything can be controlled at least, right? Unlike like ubiquitous financial systems,
Yeah. True.
especially digital ones.
Yep.
Um, yeah, let's see. So, but hopefully, yeah, it would be better, right? When you can have freedom to make your own like. Contractual for financial contracts, right? Contractual monetary circuit stuff like that.
No, I think it's brilliant for companies to come out with their own stable issued coins, right? I mean,
Oh, that's what they're already doing, right?
yeah, no, I think it's great. I think if they want to give the community, not the community, if they want to give investors an opportunity to hold something stable that is a belief in that company's ability to maintain a stable, then by all means, go for it. That's great. You know, might get some competition to, well, I mean, everything's pegged to the damn dollar, but yeah, be nice. Yeah. All right, Cooks, we got a question for you. You ready?
Yep.
All right, it's from Alex T. Co-mining with Bitcoin. Can you speak to this a bit? They feel huge potential to integrate with existing BTC farms and act as a co-mine smart layer. And I know you and Joe were talking about this quite a bit. Can you go into detail at all on how that would work, or?
What kind of mining with Bitcoin? Sorry.
So essentially, co-mining an Ergo sidechain with Bitcoin on ASIC miners, I guess, would be the question.
Yeah, so currently the idea is to have a double merged mined sidechain, right? With uh, well, design like Ergo, right? So inputted and ordering blocks. So yeah, like Ergo after subblocks. But ordering blocks are committed on Bitcoin blockchain, right? And they're also committing to additional data structures. For Bitcoin blockchain, such as digest of Bitcoin UTXO set, including operation outputs, and also, well, we can add Nipopos there, right, for Bitcoin blockchain. So then with that data committed by a subset of Bitcoin miners, you can have access in different contracts to Bitcoin UTXOs, right? So you can do RGB like protocols. You can have Nipopo clients for Bitcoin, right, and so on. Then, yeah, you also have input blocks which are committed on Ergo blockchain, so on Ergo input blocks. Then, yeah, like every block in double merged mine sidechain is proof of work. backed, right? And yeah, well, also the state from both blockchains are brought to that side chain to be used in DeFi, right? So it's about trustless pack with Ergo, as shown is in Ergo hack 7 submission. Then it could be trustless pack with Bitcoin using BitVM bridge. How do they call it? Bridgeless bridge, something like that. So yeah, BitVM 2 based. It seems yeah, BitVM 3 is broken at the moment. But yeah, well, for BitVM 2, there are already a few competing implementations. And then yeah, so then you may have trustless transfers with 2 blockchains, right? And well, possibility to use all the Ergo, almost all the Ergo DeFi tooling, right, on this side chain, and so on. So yeah, well, would be a good solution for Bitcoin DeFi, I believe.
All right, cool. Yeah, I won't say it. No, I'll move on. I won't say it. We'll keep going. Let's see what else we have.
Is it raining on your side?
No, it's not raining yet. It's a
Not
show,
yet?
everybody.
All right.
It's a very pretty lake that I'm at.
But it's going to rain in like 10 minutes now.
It's gonna rain at 11, I think. I have another hour before it rains. Kushti should be safe.
All right.
All right, let's see. Oh, Richie's getting more specific. Is there a double merge mining? Are there double merge mining coins in existence? How can you solve a block for Auto Lycos and SHA 256 with a single hash calculation?
Oh, but well, well, Bitcoin miners are working on Bitcoin mining, right, along with well, Bitcoin merged, let's say, blocks. While Ergo miners are working on Ergo mining along with Ergo merged blocks on that sidechain, right? So they just need to read data, right, from other blocks to refer to them. So, and yeah, about other implementations, I'm not actually quite sure. Need to check. So,
Right.
yeah, maybe not even. So it would be the first one.
We've got a question from Hermes, and that is, can you explain Lithos like I'm a dummy? ELI5 Lithos Kushti. As simple as you can.
So Lithos is yeah, decentralized mining protocol. So it's kind of decentralized pool which is backed by contracts on Ergo blockchain. But also, yeah, that's done efficiently, right? So, well, in a roll-up like way. So, well,
Kushti, look at these things. Look at those old boats. Aren't those beautiful? Where's my finger here?
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. There's a whole
nice.
house of them. Yeah, these old like boats from the turn of the century, kind of these woodies they call them. Yeah, so essentially
Right.
it's finding a way to, instead of current mining is done by reporting to a local server on a pool and solve that way. But right, Lithos integrates putting your effort proof on chain itself by the individual miner.
Yeah, and also it's efficient. So there were some attempts to do well contract-based decentralized mining pools for Ethereum, but yeah, well, it was just some theoretical paper. Yeah, done like 8 years ago. And yeah, so for Bitcoin, they had P2P, P2 pool. But yeah, it was kind of side chain for Bitcoin. And yeah, it wasn't big, but yeah, also wasn't efficient, right? For miners to work with dedicated sidechain for pooled mining just. So yeah, well, here Lithos is also efficient. Yeah,
All
should
right,
be.
we've got Michael Lopez saying, how easy will it be to build the Sigma chain? Will there be a modular templates? Is it kind of like Pump Fun where you can push a few
Uh,
buttons and pump out your own side chain?
right. So yeah, there will be some library available to easily build matched mine sidechains. So yeah, well, then it would be the question. Also, how to make mining pools to pick them easily, right? Because you can launch a sidechain, but if it's merged mine, then yeah, it should be supported by mining pools. Then yeah, there is need for some easy tool for mining pools also, right? And we will do that. So it should be like UI, right, where they just I don't know, pick chains they like and mine them along with
Right.
Ergo.
That'd be cool. The era of pump fun mining, where instead of pumping fun and hitting a liquidity pool with the tokens and having people buy them, you're trying to entice GPU miners to mine your chain. As you put it, that'd be really damn cool to see, Kirsty.
Yeah, and yeah, the biggest meme coin is mineable, right? And
Right, right.
it's actually a merged mine sidechain of Litecoin. Right, so the Dogecoin, which I'm talking about, is
Mhm.
matched mine sidechain of Litecoin, and yeah, it's bigger by market capitalization than the home chain, right? The main chain, than the Litecoin itself. But yeah, it's also helping Litecoin a lot, I believe, because yeah, at least for security budget, it is helping a lot, right? To Litecoin. And actually, yeah, before Doge, there were a few other matched mine sidechains of meme kind. So it was bells, then cats, and then yeah, Doge after cats, but somehow Doge became
Those
popular,
beat out cats.
and bells and cats not. But yeah, I believe bells was the first meme sidechain. But yeah, well, but with programmable money capabilities, you can do a lot actually also, right? So you can launch your meme sidechain, but also yeah, have, I don't know, some rules of your own, right, for this sidechain. But well, what could be that about? I need to think. But yeah, could be something funny, right? If it's meme. So
Yeah, of course. All right, let's see. We've got Luke saying, would it be worthwhile to extend Nautilus and become multi-chain? If it also has Bitcoin and Cardano natives, then it may attract new users and make an interesting interface for Rosen. I I had thought Nautilus's mission was to follow Rosen, or maybe that was Minotaur, but I thought it was Nautilus as well. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Kushti, is that what you remember as well? They were going to follow the chains that Rosen eventually went to.
uh, yeah, not sure.
That,
Yeah,
that
and for
that's what I thought, because that was his work on MetaMask and integrating into that and that kind of stuff, from what I remember. What were you going
and
to say?
for Minotaur, so recently they improved things like multi-sig and yeah, privacy related things. So yeah, well, not
Multi-sig on Minotaur is fantastic. I've said it a long time ago, but I'll keep saying it. Like the Sigmanaut transactions, we can bang them out in like, if everybody's paying attention in our channel, we can bang them out in 10, 20 minutes. It's super fast, super nice. Things are saved now, so you can go back, There's still room to mess up, of course, but once you get the hang of it, it's very efficient and very nice. So once again,
uh
bravo to that 2.0 version of Minotaur.
Right, but also they're improving things greatly, yeah, over time. So yeah, well, in comparison with early versions, so
Yeah.
multi so so much easier now. So yeah, well, try it. It's actually great way to do just simplest DAO, right? So you can just have multi-sig wallet and I don't know, some forum or chat, and yeah, that's already kind of DAO, right? And
Yep.
yeah, I think in many cases actually simplicity well is bringing some advantages, right? Like flexibility, for example. So if you just have some, I don't know, Telegram chat and multi-sig wallet, then yeah, it's it's super simple and flexible. Then yeah. Well, if you need for something more, I don't know, professional looking, you might try Pidea, right? But yeah, well, for starters, if you just need to run some, I don't know, DAO with your friends, kind of cooperative, then yeah, just multi-sig and so some chat, maybe some forum. Yeah, it's quite good.
Speaking of that kind of stuff, you know, MG Pie was telling me something that he did with his roommates that was pretty neat. They all mint their own token, right? So they all mint, let's say, 500 tokens. There's an MG Pie token, there's a Bill token, there's a John token.
Oh,
And then for utilities and things like that, they send a token to that person that they need to pay. And then at the end of the semester, when everything's bursts are built and funds come out for scholarships and those kind of things, they look at their wallets and they're like, okay, I've got 255 MG pies in my wallet. You owe me 255 bucks MG pie and that kind of thing. So they settle up after in the cycles, essentially. Instead of like piece by piece, they settle up at the end in cycles. So I thought that was a pretty interesting way to use a blockchain and use tokens and wallets. So bravo to MG Pie for coming up with that. Pretty cool.
oh yeah, that's interesting, actually. Yeah, so this kind of let's right, but
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, blockchain based, and so yeah, local exchange trading system. For
Yeah, you're not trusting. It's not like your buddy's coming to you and saying, "Hey, I built this app that's going to track our finances. You can use it, but you can't see any of the back end. Just trust me," kind of thing. So, so the blockchain really puts an end to that. That's a great use of it.
Right, but also if you have roommates, then you can put some CQSD, for example, right, in common treasury, and then have multi-sig, like 2 out of 3 multi-sig for your room.
Buy a grill on the deck.
Yeah, for you room number 57 DAO. Yeah, that's quite funny.
Yeah. All right, let's see. We got one more question. Here we go. This is from Hermeus again. One additional question from him. That I'm an embedded software engineer, but I want to get into blockchain development. What's the best place to start learning how to develop on Ergo platform?
Oh, yeah, so jump on the main chat, maybe even later today. So I think actually to discuss some possibilities. So if you are embedded platform dev, maybe you know Rust already, right? And then, yeah, well, so recently I found some Rust developers in the main chat which are not contributing yet, so we can discuss doing something like Git circles, chain cache, and then yeah, this matched mine sidechains framework would be done in Rust, right? So yeah, well, a lot of things application-wise, and then, but yeah, matched mine sidechains even more like, I don't know, core development maybe a little bit. But then, yeah, you can go to core development with Rust, like touching Ergo Rust and so on. We have some tasks there. That there is need to improve some bindings, like Python bindings, for example, and so on. So yeah, well, you can say hi in the main Telegram group, which is bridged with Discord. General channel also. And yeah, the main Telegram group is called Ergo platform, Ergo Space platform. Then yeah, and you can find links on the websites, right? Ergoplatform.org. Then probably on Twitter, right, and so on. So yeah, well, say hi then, let's continue the incoming hours. Then there is also Ergo development group, but yeah, well, my thought was to use general for a chat. Well, what's to get feedback on what could be useful for community as well, right? In the first place, and yeah, well, what's could be focus for contributors. Then yeah, how those things could be accounted for and rewarded. Also, another good question, right? So but at some point we can start to use Git circles, right, to reward, to make accounting at least for contributors, and then yeah, for rewarding, well, there are different options like raffles and so on. But yeah, if it's about matched mind sidechains, then yeah, it's potentially about creating a lot of tokens also, right? Some of them may be successful. Who knows? Like Dogecoin. What else? So some Bitcoin sidechains got quite successful also in past times, and yeah, nowadays also. So yeah, so far
Well,
so good.
Christy, it's 2 minutes past the hour. The sun's coming
Yes.
out. I've got my swimsuit on. Might jump in.
Yes, so yeah, I see you're looking outside, right? So yeah, you're willing to wrap up the May probably, right? And enjoy the summer. So yeah, and any news in regards with the meetup?
No, we just I think we just retweeted it the other day.
All
We'll do
right,
another retweet.
right,
But no new news yet. Nope.
all right, all right. So yeah, so far so good. So yeah, let's catch up, guys. Our the Telegram and Discord chat. So yeah,
We'll see you guys around chats. See you same time next week.
see you guys.